guys, if you're new here, my name is Sam and I make videos about makeup, chronic illness, and whatever I want. And I'm out of breath. I'm sweaty because it's a bit warm today and this room that I film in gets incredibly toasty in the evening. It's literally 11 o'clock and still hot in here. Today I'm going to give a little life update, where I've been, why I took some time off, and talk about my April favorites. So April was a pretty hectic month, and now I know by the time this goes up we're like going into the second week of May, so it's kind of like a little late, but things just kind of got chaotic with life and my health. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, I had a loved one pass away early in the year. Well, their child, adult child, passed away on my birthday. I wasn't particularly close with them anymore. Some just personal things had gotten in the way between them and the family, like over many years. But it was still a big blow, another loss. And then, not long after that, I had another relative who I am fairly close with get diagnosed with cancer. It's very optimistic, like they caught it very early, but it's still just another stressor. On top of all of those things happening, right after my birthday, I got a migraine that lasted multiple days and just kind of wiped me out. I then had an endo flare that took me out for an entire week, so I've just been kind of on the struggle bus recently. And I know that everyone who watches my videos understands that. I just needed to take some time for myself and recollect so I could show up as a fully there version of myself. The last video I uploaded was me trying to function around all of those things right after the migraine and right as the endo flare was starting. So it was not really my best work, but it was a video that I wanted to get up because the weather change was also affecting me, and let's not even get into allergies. But I was very distracted because of all of the stuff that was happening, so wasn't able to really fully be present in that video. So that's a little brief update of where I've been. I do have a vlog planned. I am gonna vlog like the next week, so that will be, a little fun thing to do. So let's just dive into my very delayed April favorites. It's funny because the relative that passed away in February always didn't really understand that you do the favorites at the very beginning of the following month. That way you had the whole month to like collect your favorites, and they would always comment on my stuff. Like I'd post my February favorites and they'd be like, "It's March." It, didn't mean any harm. It was just something that I think of. So I'm going to start with the non-makeup stuff because there's very little of it. This month is mostly going to be the stuff I bought for the Sephora sale and like my birthday. The stuff that I have tried. I haven't tried everything I got for my birthday yet, but the first thing I got was a birthday gift, and it's the Bose TV soundbar. I think I mentioned at some point, or I'm just completely hallucinating, that we're having issues with like a stranger connecting to our soundbar, so like I had to stop using it. I don't know if I said that to people in my real life or here, but we had people like connecting to it because with the Vizio one, the Bluetooth is always on, so people were mistaking ours for theirs, and it was just, the sound also wasn't amazing. So Eric asked about like a new one for my birthday, and so he got me this, and it's great. The sound is amazing. It's very clear and crisp, speaking like with speaking voices. And the Bluetooth is always off. You have to push a button and use an app to actually connect to it, which I appreciate. And it gets a lot of use. I spend majority of my time watching TV because it's a low energy, low effort task that I could do. The next one was actually my birthday cake, and it's the Trader Joe's gluten-free chocolate chip brownies. I almost didn't believe they were gluten-free. Thankfully, everyone else confirmed that, like, it was hard to tell, but you could kind of tell, you know, gluten-free stuff is mildly sandy or gritty and, like, a little more dry. So eventually other people, like, got, oh, there it is. And it really helped ease my mind, because at first I was like, these taste like too real almost. So definitely check those out. And from a previous favorites, the mango cream bars are back for the summer. I don't actually know if they're seasonal just for summer, but if they are, they're back now. So check those out. They're still a favorite. I bought 2 boxes. Now into beauty stuff. I forgot to bring this over here. It's late and I'm sleepy. The OPI Bubble Bath. I have been really loving this and OPI Coney Island. I'll insert pictures here. I don't have my nails painted right now because I was doing some yard work over the last few days. It's a very nice low effort manicure look. So if you want to look a little more done up than this, but you don't have to worry about like making sure it's neat application or looks super even. These are just light washes of color that just make it look really fresh on your nails. I have it on my toes right now, but I'm not putting my feet on the internet. I highly recommend one of those 2 colors for just like a quick wash. It's almost like a lip gloss for your fingernails, and I've been really enjoying that lately because they're so thin, they dry really quickly, and I don't have to be super precise with my application to make sure it looks even, but I still get that look of I did a manicure without having to exert all the energy. Now let's get into, I have a couple of things here that aren't from the Sephora sale, so I will start with that. The first is the Odin's Eye Planet Spirit palette. I wore this in one of my whatever video where I have like the really pink eyes. It's this palette. This palette is so good. I almost didn't get this one until I saw just how vibrant it was in the swatches, and I decided to buy all 3, and I'm so glad that I did. This practically blends itself. It's not one of those palettes where you have to build it up to get the impact of color. It's just like that out the gate. So not exactly beginner friendly, but for those of us who are well versed in bright color and, you know, just want to bam right there, that's definitely go-to. I'm wearing the Flora Story today, and this isn't, I still don't know how I feel about this. I don't dislike it. I've used it about 4 times now, and it's very nice. I just feel like the looks I come up with, it's about 2, and they're beautiful. Like, my eye look is beautiful. It's just, it's not exciting enough to be my favorite. It's not that I don't like it. It's just not favorites material. Okay, moving on. I don't know if you could see my hand, if it's like shimmery. Let me try like the flashlight on my phone. Okay, here, you'll like see it on my body now, maybe a little. I am wearing the Soul Glow Oil from, I mean, it's ColourPop, but it's like Soul Body or something. This is the shade Rosé. And I got this because it's like leaking out of the top, isn't it? I wanted something for the summer, so like when I'm wearing my sundresses, I just look, you know, I got my little Italian tan going on, and I just look nice and shimmery, and like it has some glitter in it, but I don't know if you'll be able to see this. It's mostly just this beautiful like shimmer. I don't know. I very much like it. Now let's move on to everything else is from the Sephora sale and immediately became a favorite. Immediately. I have 2 purchases that I'm going to save for the end because they were my bougie luxury birthday gift to myself. Let me start with Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. I bought this one at the cosmetic company outlet because it was literally $20. But I also ordered one from the Sephora sale, and I was going to return the one to Sephora, but I'm going to get a lighter color. This color, I'm sure you can tell I look more tan than usual, but you can see, I tried to blend it. You can see it's way too light for my winter skin, and this will be perfect in the summer. But I mean, like, in the summer, once we hit June through, Thanksgiving, I'll be able to wear light olive, but right now it is too dark. So I want to get a lighter one so I can wear the lighter one in the winter, mix the two in my transition, and then I have this. But this is magic. Like, my face looks so good. I barely have anything on it, but it has this magical way of just making it look like my regular skin is one color instead of just weird red blotchy, pale blotchy, tan blotchy. Like, I'm kind of a blotchy gal. I got a lot of colors going on. This, oh my goodness. Now, the price is pretty hefty for, like, it's 1.4 ounces. It's kind of wild that a tinted moisturizer is like $40 some, but a little goes a long way for me, at least, to get that perfect coverage. So I could definitely buy this during sale times, or if you have a cosmetic company outlet, I would like check it out because it's great. And this is how much of a favorite this is. So my holy grail foundation is Estee Lauder Double Wear. If I was only allowed to have 2 complexion products, this would be number 2. Out of all the other stuff, out of all the other favorites I've had over my makeup journey, like this would be it. Nothing can ever take away Double Wear because sometimes I want a fully flawless base, but like I can't get enough. It's just that good. Next is this NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Some of these things have very long names. This shade is probably a hair too dark. Once I put makeup over it, you can't really tell, but I think during another sale, I am going to get the one that seems too light so I can mix them together. I really get frustrated with where my complexion is because I'm not fair in the winter. I'm still like fair light, so fair things still look too light on me. It's a little frustrating, but I love this for covering my blemishes. It works so well. Like, this thing was like flaming red, and you know that this didn't cover it all the way. And that you can kind of see. I had a pimple from hormones / sweating in a mask, but this I was really surprised. I was kind of worried that this being like a pot concealer and it being thicker would go on a pimple and get kind of like flaky or like bleh. This does not do that. It stays very hydrating, but giving you quite a decent color. This is the shade Madeline or Light 2.3, and I'm actually going to swatch the halo for you too, so you can kind of get a judgment of, me versus you. So you can see it's not horrifically dark, but it is not quite there. Now this is gonna look horrifically dark, let me tell you. Thankfully it's a tinted moisturizer, so it sheers, but like this is like it's like the Jersey Shore. And again, I am this color in the summer, but I'm not this color right now, as you can tell. So the next item, I got the mini Freck pen. I get more freckles in the summer, but I do have some freckles, which I highlighted with this. They get covered with makeup, but I kind of, when I want this natural makeup look, I go back over my natural little freckles to just bring them back to make my base look more like skin. And I love this a lot. I got the mini one because I wanted to make sure that I liked it before I invested in the large one. And I also wanted to see how quick I use this up to see if the large one is even worth it for me. Like, I don't buy large mascaras because I like different mascaras for different eye looks. So I just buy the mini ones when I can so they don't go bad before I use them up. This next product is the Haus Labs lip oil. I got the color Secondary, which is this orange one. I wanted the berry one, but it was sold out literally everywhere, so I didn't bother. I really like this. It's incredibly hydrating. I'm not wearing this today, but I also like that it does the whole pH hybrid thing where it kind of almost gently stains your lips a pH color. It's very much like dual purpose. It gives you a little bit of color, but it's very hydrating. I very much like this because it gives me the glossy look without feeling too heavy and hydrates my lips during the day, all while also giving it some color. So it's great for low or no makeup days, but I still want to look like I did something. This next one is kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff happening with this brand that I don't really exactly feel comfortable or fully comfortable supporting them anymore. I don't know. Everyone make their own decisions. I'm not saying I'll never purchase from them again, but they're doing some kind of like crappy customer service kind of stuff. And this is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. I got the shade She's Blushing. I'm wearing it today. It's very beautiful. As you can tell, I've used it a lot. And then I got the brush that goes with it. The brush is fantastic. These blushes are incredibly pigmented. Like if you accidentally put your brush in it too much, you look like you're auditioning for Drag Race, which is not an insult, but it's not generally what you're looking for in your day-to-day makeup, I would assume. So I learned gently tap the side of the brush, because if you go like this, you're just getting a lot. I also like that you can use the cream over the powder, which gives you the nice like dewy look. What you're seeing is the highlighter that I'm going to mention in a minute. I love it, and I would love to get more of those blushes, but the brand is just being kind of icky, and I'm sure there are other brands that have something similar. I don't know if he's the only one that's doing the cream over powder situation, but make your own decisions. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you buy from them. I just don't know that I feel comfortable giving them my money after what I've learned in the last couple of weeks. The next item is I got my hands on one of the Rare Beauty powder highlighters. I got the shade Exhilarate, and this is what I'm wearing today. I'm like, holy cannoli. I have it on my cheekbones, I have it on the tip of my nose, and I have it like on my brow bones. And magic. It's not hype. It doesn't accentuate my texture. It isn't overly glittery. Some of the glitter you're seeing is from my eyes, like when I blended it out. And my battery is dying, so I need to switch it. But I'm very glad I got this one. I almost went with a pinker one, but I really like these champagne gold colors. Champagne Pop is my all-time favorite. I will probably pick up the other shades, and the really light shade, I wasn't sure if the icy one, I wasn't sure if it would be too light for me, so I'd like to swatch that in person, but I would like to get all of them. My last two favorites are my very bougie, obnoxious gifts to myself, but very excited. One I'm wearing today, and it's the Tom Ford Gloss Luxe, I think is all it's called. I love the packaging, but it gets fingerprinty. So does the Patrick Ta. Like, how luxurious is this? Why I wanted this is, as you can see, this color is very unique to anything I have. The closest thing I have is this Bronze Temptation by Pat McGrath, and they're very similar. But the Bronze Temptation has gold glitter in it. Yeah, it's gold. And this is just like a creme. There's no glitter. And I just wanted something that looked like this very peachy, like peachy orange shade, which I like a lot. Especially a lot of my nude lipsticks are this undertone. And I just thought it would be fantastic. The price of this is outrageous. I know. I'm not trying to convince anyone. I just wanted something luxurious. I saw someone recommend this in their favorites. I think it was Amanda Z. Maybe even this color. I think maybe this color too. But it's very smooth. It's not too thick. It's not sticky, as you can see. Kind of feels like a lip oil, a little bit thicker than a lip oil, but like almost a little thinner than a lip gloss. It smells like vanilla, but it tastes like pineapple. And I'm here for it. I love this very much. It will get a lot of use, and I'll definitely be repurchasing it when it's gone, even though it's crazy. I'm not telling anyone they need this. This isn't better than any other lip gloss. I just specifically wanted this color. I don't know that I'll buy any other colors in this gloss. This was just something I hadn't seen before. I tried to find a dupe. The only dupe that existed, somebody said it was super thick and sticky, which I don't like. And they discontinued the color anyway, so. And finally, this had been back and forth a lot on because every time I went to find a tester bottle, it was empty. So I didn't know how it smelled on myself. My local Sephora had it, so I was able to spray it on myself and pray when I got back to the car I didn't need to go home and shower immediately. You know, I have the mask on, so I can't get a good sniff in. And it is the Tom Ford Bitter Peach. The notes of this sounded right up my alley, but you never know. And I've heard a lot of awful things about Tom Ford fragrance, like how gross they smell and that they're just not very good. And when I first smelled it, when I got back to the car, I was very confused. At first spray, before it settled, I was almost like, ew, gross, this kind of smells like burnt peaches and like something else. It does not smell good. But once it's settled, it reminds me of Le Labo in the sense that like I've never smelled anything like it, and it's incredibly unique. But because it's so unique, it's going to be very divisive. And this isn't trying to say anything negative or like imply like some people just don't have sophisticated taste. That's not what I mean. I just mean like some people's noses only like very uncomplex scents. I have plenty of uncomplex scents that are my absolute favorites, so no shade there. But I think where Le Labo and Tom Ford kind of lose people is it's very layered and it changes a lot the longer you're wearing it. So if you are someone who wants it to smell good immediately, you might not always get that. It almost needs to like warm up and settle in. And again, not everything is for everyone. There are so many fragrances that are popular that make me smell like a funeral home. But it's one of those things that I'm sure it has something to do with it being luxury and being absurdly expensive, that they try to give you something back by making it like over the top, if you will. And this is that for me. I'll read the notes, but I have no idea how to explain how it smells. It's definitely like in the bottle. It's definitely bitter. Like you definitely get the bitterness. So the main accords are woody, warm, spicy, amber, fruity, vanilla, powdery, sweet, balsamic, aromatic, and citrus. And like that, it's like most to least. And it's weird because why would I buy a woody, warm, spicy scent for the summer? I don't know, because when this dried down, like I still get enough of like that fruity sweetness on me that like I feel like it could be one of those transitional scents that would still work in the summer. So the top notes are peach, blood orange, cardamom, and heliotrope. The middle notes are rum, cognac, Davina, jasmine. So the standouts here for me personally, the blood orange, citrus smells phenomenal with my body chemistry. And Davina is in one of my favorite fragrances. Honeysuckle and Davina by Jo Malone is one of my favorite spring, summer scents. I also like the alcohol things here. things here, notes here, the rum and cognac, because it reminds me that it reminds me of something like a jazz club, which I very much enjoy. Base notes: Indonesian patchouli leaf, vanilla, sandalwood, tonka beans, benzoin, cashmeran, styrax, labdanum, and vetiver. Where I got nervous was when I saw labdanum, and I think that is probably what immediately gave me that, oh no, absolutely not. But it did go away, thankfully, because if you saw my little labo testing videos, me and labdanum don't get along. Now, the Indonesian patchouli leaf, I do like some patchouli, like in Lord of Misrule, for example. One of my all-time favorite scents from Lush, whether it's the shower gel, the body spray, whatever, absolutely love it. But I don't know if it's the Indonesian version mixed with the labdanum that gave me that first, whoa, this is not for me. But once it really settled in, it was fantastic. I did obviously get the smallest one because I like to rotate my fragrances very frequently, so it would take me a lifetime to use up a larger bottle. And 2, the price on these is cuckoo bananas, period. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not telling you this is better than any fragrance you could get at any other price point. This was a birthday treat. This was something, like, I'm very much falling in love with Tom Ford as a brand in the beauty industry, but there's special occasion, special moment things. I'm not switching everything to Tom Ford. Like, I loved the Tom Ford foundation, but it broke me out. This was just, I've been eyeing this since it came out. I just never got a chance to smell it, so I held back. And once I finally had the opportunity, I took the opportunity to get it during the sale. I think this, I don't even want to remember how much this is, but it's absurd is what it is. But, if you saw my little labo video and I bought, the small version of that one, when you have a lot of fragrances that you rotate to, this will last me a very long time. It will very much be worth the money, and I won't need to replace something this expensive frequently. So it's okay in my book. I think that's it. Oh, one last small little thing that's just like a favorite that's not really a thing is where I'm at energy-wise. I've kind of given up on the whole like curly girl journey because it is way too much effort for such little reward. I have to spend like an hour on my hair every other day, and it sucks my energy and physical ability to do anything else, and so I'm not a fan. Also, I've noticed my hair looks like this is day 2 hair. The hair looks significantly thicker and healthier when I blow dry it rather than letting it air dry. And so I've started blow drying my hair again, not just diffusing it, like actually blow drying it and then styling it. So you will see me with styled hair from now on. I have kind of given up on my natural hair because it's way more work than it's worth for me. If I didn't have thin, oily hair and I could get multiple days out of it, that would be a different story. But also I have 2 cowlicks here, and if I don't heat style them, they go straight up. They just stand straight up, especially this side. I have these little tiny hairs that just stand up and make it all look crazy. So I have been very much enjoying styling my hair again and giving up for me on the curly girl life. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any April favorites, please leave them in the comments. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I will see you guys next time.